It is not the storm that breaks you. It is the weakness in your foundation. So ask yourself, what if you could become immune to chaos, tragedy, and uncertainty? Not by avoiding them, but by facing them with unshakable clarity. Because chaos is coming, loss, rejection, pain, collapse. Life doesn't ask permission before it hits. And when it does, most men crumble. Not because they're unlucky, but because they were never taught how to stand. The Stoics were, not through wishful thinking, not through empty motivation, but through a code, tested in exile, refined in war, and sharpened by death. Marcus Aurelius led during plague. Epictetus endured slavery. Seneca faced execution with calm. These men didn't flinch. They prepared. Stoicism isn't about feeling nothing. It's about becoming someone that nothing can shake. This isn't a mindset. It's a method, a fortress you build inside yourself, brick by brick, principle by principle, until the world outside can no longer dictate the world within. You don't need the world to calm down. You need to level up. This is how. The foundation of Stoicism begins with a single liberating truth. Focus only on what is within your control. This principle, timeless, simple, and often overlooked, draws a line through the chaos of life. On one side are the things we grasp for, but can never hold. The weather, the past, the opinions of others, the rise and fall of fortune. On the other side are the things no one can take from us, our thoughts, our choices, our responses. It's easy to forget this. We rage at traffic. We despair when others let us down. We worry endlessly about things far beyond our reach. But in doing so, we chain ourselves to a wheel that never stops turning. The Stoic refuses this fate. They anchor themselves not in the storm, but in the stillness within. When life unravels, when plans collapse, when friends betray, when fate deals a harsh hand, the Stoic returns to this foundation, not with denial, but with discipline. What is mine to command, they ask. What can I do now? That is where power lives. This principle isn't just philosophy, it's practice. It's morning reflection. What might test me today? It's evening review. Did I act from reason or from reaction? It's journaling when things feel heavy, and the simple act of separating what belongs to you from what does not. In a world addicted to control, letting go feels like surrender. But for the Stoic, letting go is strength. It is not weakness, it is clarity. It is choosing to stop wasting energy on what you cannot change, and instead, building mastery where it matters most. Because the mind, your mind, is the one battlefield where you can always win. The Stoics saw the world not as it should be, but as it is, unforgiving, unpredictable, and often unfair. But within that truth, they discovered something extraordinary. That hardship is not the end of the path, it is the path. The obstacle, they taught, is not your enemy, it is your raw material. This is the armor of the Stoic, the ability to reframe every challenge as fuel. Life will bring pain. It will bring delay, betrayal, failure, and loss. But the Stoic does not curse the storm. He studies it. He asks, what strength is this calling me to develop? Because every difficulty carries an invitation to wait without bitterness, to act without vengeance, to endure without complaint, to rise quietly, steadily, stronger than before. Reframing is not weakness. It is not pretending things are good when they're not. It is choosing to meet reality with a sharpened lens. A delay becomes a chance to practice patience. A betrayal becomes a lesson in boundaries and forgiveness. A failure becomes the forge where humility and persistence are hammered into shape. This is how Stoicism transforms resilience from a mystery into a muscle. something you build, not something you wait for. Picture this. A man stands alone in the rain. The wind howls. Water soaks through his clothes. But he does not move. He does not flinch. Around him, nature rages. Inside him, a fire remains untouched. This is not numbness. It is power. He feels the storm, but it does not define him. Because pain, when met with principle, becomes purpose. The Stoic does not escape suffering. He transmutes it. He takes the fire meant to burn him and uses it to forge himself. Turning pain into purpose is not denial. It is transformation. It is the quiet mastery of a person who no longer fears life's blows, because they know every blow makes them better. The obstacle is the way, and the Stoic walks it, not with bitterness, but with a fire that only burns brighter with the storm. The world often rewards the wrong things: wealth, status, convenience, applause. But the Stoic sees beyond these fleeting prizes. To him, the only true and lasting success is this: living in alignment with virtue. Not when it's easy, but precisely when it's hard. This is the unshakable core. Stoicism is built on 4 immovable stones: wisdom, courage, justice, temperance. These are not ornaments, they are armor. They do not bend to the will of fortune. They hold fast when the winds of life howl and the ground gives way beneath your feet. Wisdom is not just knowledge, it is clarity, the ability to see without distortion. When emotions rise and opinions shout, the Stoic seeks understanding. He does not react, he reflects. Courage is not bravado, it is perseverance. To do what must be done, not because it's easy or guaranteed to succeed, but because it is right. Justice is not about law, it is about integrity. Treating others fairly, acting with honor, even when no one is watching, even when the reward is silence. Temperance is not denial, it is balance. Resisting excess, holding the line between action and impulse. Choosing stillness over noise, self-restraint over self-indulgence. Most people, when faced with chaos, look outward. What can I fix? What can I win? What will people think? But the Stoic asks a different question. Who will I be in this moment? Because everything external, praise, blame, failure, victory, can be taken. But virtue, that is yours, always. This is the radical shift. You stop asking, will this work? And start asking, is this right? Your compass becomes internal, and that compass does not fail. Picture a man surrounded by flames, not metaphorical but real. His plans are gone, his name is slandered, he is alone. But inside, something deeper remains. He walks forward with dignity, not because he expects applause, not because he hopes to win, but because virtue demands it. That is power. Not the kind that shouts, but the kind that endures. And in a world that changes with every headline, the Stoic stands firm. Because he does not chase outcomes, he lives from principle. And principle cannot be burned. When the smoke clears, one truth remains. The person who lives with virtue is never truly defeated. Imagine the moment everything falls apart. The news you prayed wouldn't come. The betrayal you never expected, the collapse of a plan you poured your soul into. The world shrinks into a silence so loud, it's deafening. Most people panic. They scream, they beg, they break. But the Stoic does none of these. He closes his eyes. He breathes deeply. He remembers. This moment was always possible. He trained for this, not in gyms, not in boardrooms, but in the quiet battles of the mind. The chaos outside pounds like war drums. Windows rattle, thunder splits the sky, the wind howls with a vengeance. Yet inside him, there is only fire, steady, controlled, unshaken. This is not numbness, this is not denial, this is mastery. He feels the fear, but it does not lead. He feels the pain, but it does not drown him. He acts, not from impulse, but from clarity. Because the Stoic does not wait for calm to be calm. He brings the calm with him. And in that moment, you realize true power is not avoiding the storm. It is becoming the kind of person who can walk through it and remain whole. That is Stoicism, forged in fire, steady in ruin. Life will test you again and again, but your inner fortress can be built, stone by stone, with the principles of Stoicism. You cannot stop the storm, but you can become the calm within it. What are you building inside yourself that the storm cannot touch? If this gave you a spark of strength, pass it on. Share this with someone standing in their own storm. Drop a comment below. What Stoic idea helps you stay grounded? And if you want more ways to build mental armor, subscribe now. True calm is rare. When people see it, they remember it. Be the one who spreads that calm.